do we want to take more? They've got dozens. Each of these piles has, let me count the number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, about...
Well, I see no need to be greedy. We know where this place is. We can come back. Like, he's looked around. She's pretty certain that he can teleport to this spot once he remembers how to teleport.
I just remember, if we do got to come back, it's likely going to be guarded again.
We should grab one for Dee Dee, or perhaps the new Norn.
I say we grab a few.
We could get 4.
I say
4 seems reasonable. So he'll get 2 more plants together.
Okay, you put them. You dig up the bulb and put 2 plants in pots, and Agony's maybe draconic greed kind of like kicked in. Like we should get more than one.
The druid is totally willing to negotiate on the cool full plants.
Yep.
Maybe I can grow a horde.
He doesn't know what it is. He's now like staring up at the statue.
You have a very lovely garden, man. Shame about the horrible vine monsters. Kind of uncouth. Excuse me. Oh. Whew. Has a bit of a smell, doesn't it?
All right. You've gathered up some of the flowers. You've gathered up the treasure that you could find, which includes probably some offerings that lured the outsiders here.
Mm-hmm.
The statue may have acted as a focus for this. Agony then stops looking at the statue. It's clearly too big for you guys to get out of here.
And it hasn't offended him enough to smash it yet.
Nope.
Okay.
He's also doesn't want to touch it because he's at 30 damage and he doesn't want to call anything else
to show up. Oh, you're bleeding. Oh, I'm sorry. Why don't we're going to bust out this healing wand. 30 damage. Let's take 20 of it off. Is anybody else very hurt?
Yeah, Duggan's at 38 damage.
Oh, we'll give you 4 charges as well.
All right.
My wand's almost dead. This is the thing.
Okay, so Cog's going to give you another wand.
Oh, how full?
Hold on, check.
Okay, I think we're slowly walking like we're doing an old man shuffle up the garden. And I'm pretty certain there's a couple times where you sort of like grab Sunny by his shoulder and be like, "Nope, this is the direction we're going." With he's trying to go like, "Ooh, what's down here?"
Mr. Moon.
It's the chili eye.
So you guys leaving?
Yep.
Yeah, we're leaving and healing, and we're gonna hit Slake with a.
Gives you 25 one with 25 charges because I have another one. But it only has a few charges left. I'll keep it.
Okay.
You can use that one.
CL1, 25 charges. We're gonna hit Slake with a make whole. Oh, yo.
Okay, he growls at you when he realizes that it's magic.
19 healing.
Stop that! I've done it myself.
If you fell down on our way, then you wouldn't be doing anything, would you?
All right, we got this wood packed up. You got what you need. Like Agony's holding a big flower. The druid's holding a big flower. Dassod's got one. Cog's got one. Where's Duggan?
Oh, he's down by the flower.
The wand on your character sheet.
Did you leave with everyone else, or are you?
Yeah, he left with everyone.
You down there on your own? Okay.
Miss Straw, is everything all right?
Timmy fell down what?
Did we were able to get the heart out of the tree?
Yep.
Cool.
Everything of value has been gathered. You think?
Let's get going. Turn that boat around.
Okay. It's a magic boat that just kind of goes. So yeah.
Yep. You guys use the rest of the boat to travel out. It takes you a good chunk, perhaps about 4 or 5 days, to travel back to the city of Foundry. But you've returned. Each one of you has a little plus beside your head. As
he's like, hey!
as you are ready to level. What do you do when you get back to town?
Duggan's, just because his hit points are low, is going to ask someone to come with him so he can drop off the plant.
Oh, this is 4 or 5 days later.
You're healed.
Oh, yeah.
You guys were like...
He's still going to ask someone to come with him.
Who do you want to come with you?
How do I say not Agony?
That's fine.
He's going to ask...
he doesn't want to go anyway.
He's going to ask Capra.
All right.
Fellow Fae.
Dassod's gonna come with you.
Yeah, Dassod's welcome to come if he wants to.
A horrible monster he is.
Okay.
And
how many plants do you bring
One.
with you? Okay.
They wanted a plant.
Yeah, that's
They
what
wanted a plant, and they got a plant.
And this is
They want
immediately
another
as you return to town. Like half the caravan is going back to Steel Rose Mill, and the others are like you
Are going to stop by,
at the Sylvan Acres.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now tell them that the soil needs to be fertilized with pixie dust and a moderate amount of moisture, and it appeared that they had a sort of 50-50 sunlight shade split based on the location. They probably should have someone tending to them who knows what they're doing.
Okay, I'm going to go to the conversation.
Noted.
You're like Kev, right?
Yes.
I'm Kev. Yeah.
Conversation?
Yeah. And I need a Capra.
Where are we going there, boss?
You've got all those instructions, yes?
Yes, yeah.
Oh,
We'll be
they're
right back.
in here. They're in here.
Okay.
Where are we going?
You get to Sylvan Acres. You pass by the Church of Sylvanus, run by the Halfling. You go to where the ogre is guarding outside of the.
Capra's going to cast his see invisibility before going in.
Nice. The ogre is there. He says, "Mulberry not here, but you important." He points at Duggan.
All right, so where can I find him?
You wait inside. Me go get.
Okay.
You no touchy.
We know touchy.
Okay. The ogre seems mollified by the fact that you agreed with him right away. You kind of get the gist of what he meant, like don't fuck around with Nighthorn stuff or the offerings or whatever. But the ogre opens up the door, kind of pushes you guys in. He went to go push Kev, and he was a little bit surprised at how strong Kev was, and 18 strength Kev. He pushes you in, and with your see invisibility, you can see that there are, we'll say there's one pixie in here. It's invisible, and I haven't got tokens for these pixies. Let me see if I can find one.
Hey, Steve.
Steve the Pixie.
How you doing?
He's just reading a book, like, oh, there. It's just...
It's not Steve, but we'll say
Nope.
it's Stella.
Oh.
You're from this area. You know Stella. Stella is one of the 3 pixies that are friends with your uncle. She's invisible. She's just sitting on the desk. It looked like she was flipping through a book. She stopped flipping through it, kind of as you were walking through. She's got her legs crossed. Looks like she's relaxing. She's got a couple wands at her belt. No armor. No bow.
Alright,
She's got a bow. She's got a bow.
I'm assuming someone else has to carry the plant because Duggan can't.
Duggan's not. Capra can carry the plant.
Yeah.
We're not giving it to the drunk guy.
Yeah, eyeing those leaves. Pretty good.
I just put it on the desk there.
Did you say, "Oh, hello, Stella," as you walked in?
Yeah, hey Stella.
Her eyes narrow. She looks at you. She cocks her head a little bit.
I've been adventuring.
She smiles.
Well, it's not very often I get to speak to visitors. Nighthorn's not here at the moment.
Yeah, we're fairly important. At least Duggan is.
Of course you are.
She wiggles her hands, and you can see her casting a spell, and the door closes. She smiles.
Capra puts the big plant up, like, not in a way that doesn't, like...
Well done, Capra. Duggan. I'm not too sure who this triumph belongs to.
Oh, it was a great
Not him. It's, I guess we're working as a team, so we had a bunch of us.
It's a good thing, too. Oh, there was more than a few fey over there.
Yeah? And how did that go?
They weren't obeying the rules.
As well as you'd expect.
We'll see what Nighthorn thinks of it.
He'd probably be happy with the outcome. Capra doesn't sound happy with it.
You see she's gone up and she's looking at the flower.
It's so pretty. I like the smell of it.
It's pretty. I think you need to use.
Pixie dust.
The old man said something about pixie dust needs to be mixed into the soil to act as a fertilizer to do a thing.
That some moisture, 50-50 sunshade.
Thanks.
She says, and she flips the book to the end, and you see she takes out a small quill and she writes something into the book.
Maybe we were supposed to trade that information. So, now is what.
Yes, Capra?
Well, I was told that we agreed to this before discussing, rewards. Is there anything about the reward in the book there?
I remember that conversation quite closely.
She flips back a few pages.
Yes, we did remark afterwards it was very strange that Duggan didn't request a reward at all.
Just a loyal briar street gang.
Oh, he fancies himself a briar.
I fancied myself a street gang that belongs to the briars.
Kevin sneezes and slaps Duggan in the back of the head.
Oh, sorry, it's windy outside.
Oh, yeah, it is. Quill goes flying at your head. At lethal speed.
You'll have to talk to Nighthorn about that.
Yeah, Duggan's new at the whole being the boss thing, so he might have missed a couple of steps.
You know, do you remember the star that you got to wear during the ceremony? The globe that went around your head?
Sure.
He might give that to you to keep.
Yeah, okay.
I've used it before. It's helpful. I'm not too sure, Capra. Is it your birthday?
Every day is my birthday.
Birthday to me.
Actually, I haven't had a birthday in a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose you wouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Why not?
Because my mom will make me a cake on my birthday.
Aye.
And if you don't have a cake, you don't have a birthday.
That's not technically true. But why don't you have a cake?
Okay.
Because my mom makes the cake.
And she's got an eating disorder? Is that what am I hearing here?
You could say that.
He's grinding his teeth.
Oh, I'm sorry, Capra. I didn't mean to be rude. I just didn't realize you didn't tell your friends about why you became a rat catcher.
My mom doesn't make the cake because my mom is dead. Mom is dead because there's monsters. And there's not supposed to be monsters.
Yeah.
That's why you're supposed to get rid of the monsters. So everybody gets safe and they get to have a mom.
You see, Duggan, bad things happen to those without wings.
Yeah, I've noticed. Funny thing though, apparently they can happen to people with wings too. Trust me.
Oh. I don't think my sisters are going to like your tone.
What language are they speaking?
Sylvan?
Sylvan.
You can give me a
You were
link.
smart assing in Sylvan before, so I'm assuming you can do it now.
Oh, I'm not responding.
Yep.
Just listening.
Oh, you're pretending you don't know, Sylvan? Give me a bluff check.
You sure got it, sir.
They think Kev's weird, and for good reason.
Because he is.
Blaze is trying to spend a DM point for Capra to get a birthday.
Okay, can't
Sure.
smile.
Capra's thinking, he's like, middle of summer. Yeah, that's my birthday.
This is the first time I meet this Fae.
She's talking, you can't see her. It's the first time you ever heard her voice.
Okay, let's assume it's not.
Were you ever in any of the meetings with Nighthorn?
No.
Nighthorn keeps 3 invisible pixies at his side with every meeting he's in.
No, 29.
You can imagine what they're doing during the meeting.
His notes are impeccable. And the thought detecting is unreal.
Mhm.
So when Sunny shows up, when he's got his big brain, high level intellect, and Faye just starts falling out of the sky,
right. Okay. She makes a few doodles in the book. It's like she's doodling in the margins.
She's trying to read my mind, and I'm reading her mind.
She hasn't tried to read any of your minds.
Nope.
The door does open, unless you've got anything left to say.
No, it's just chit chat.
Okay, I need 2 other female names for her sisters.
Fiona.
Stella, Fiona, and
Medina.
There's a good one.
Medina.
Is she
Okay.
funky cold?
She's funky cold iron Medina. But the door opens. Mulberry comes in. You can tell he's like just sort of in the middle of a conversation with somebody. You can hear the telltale signs of flapping wings, but you can't see them. Capra, you can. It's just at the end, like
This spell's ticking out.
spell sticking out. Mulberry pauses. He sees the flower. Well, somebody casts a spell, and the door closes on its own. He goes over. Well done. He goes over and he's like shaking Duggan's hand.
He shakes back. Oh, you're welcome.
He sees Kev and then decides not to go and shake his hand, and he goes over to Capra and basically puts both of his hands on Capra's shoulder. I knew that you had it in you. It just took a bit of time to get there, didn't it?
Yeah, we had to. They weren't obeying the rules.
Oh yeah, you should have seen him. This fucking elf, flying elf, comes out of a statue. He's just fucking shooting arrows, and there's Capra just pew 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 pew.
Ah, the statue. Unfortunately, those that did the reconnaissance didn't get close enough to manipulate anything or set off any traps. I apologize about that.
That's probably a good thing. If they'd gotten too close, they probably wouldn't have made it out.
I believe that is the new princess of the Spring Court. The first in line after her mother.
The druid said it was a fey-blooded elf.
Elves and Fae have lived side by side for a long time.
It's one thing to live side by side, but I mean, you know.
In the older times, there were many more Fae of elf size.
Capra's looking at Duggan like, you know what fawns and satyrs are, right?
You do you. I don't need to know.
Well, this is definitely a flower not from this world, grown upon this world, though, correct? This came from the garden.
Oh, it did.
Excellent. And he picks up the pod after looking at it and puts it off to the side. You hear Stella's voice. They said that it needs pixie dust in the soil to grow. Huh, does it?
It's used as a fertilizer. Moderate moisture, 50-50% shade.
He nods like that is something he did not know, and he appreciates the information.
Okay.
Capra, yep, you gave away all of your leverage for anything good.
Dasod's face has a Kev's like, oh.
A job well done.
I've had to bargain for alcohol before.
Tell me what happened with the Seelie. Do they know? Do they know we've taken a flower from them?
Not yet. Well, probably by now. We yelled enough about the cold riders in the winter court, down with the spring court. Killed a couple of Toomey and Griggs with your little one there. Throws the heads right to the ground.
You engaged the Seelie there.
Wasn't much of a choice.
How many Seelie died?
There's the fucking swan. Oh yeah, by the way. Forget. We'll get to that later. There's 3 Toomey, 3
You can see a little quill pen gets picked up and disappears. Stella's running.
7, 8, 9, 10.
Does a tree big fucking tree count?
Yeah, does the tree count?
You killed the ironbark treant.
Yeah, that was the other thing I wanted to mention. How much do you think you could find buyers for the bark?
Perhaps we should go back to the beginning. He now wants to know your interactions and which races of Fae and individuals you interacted with and whether they're still living or not. I think the total was 3 Griggs, 3 Atomies,
2 pixies,
2 pixies, a satyr,
the tree,
and then the Berlani, the other is the 2 Asada and the big plant.
The swan thing and the little twig guy.
The swan and twig, yeah.
They're all dead.
Oh yeah. By the way, you know anyone who'd look good in a swan cloak?
Yeah, this court thing is probably going to be upset. But they're not supposed to be having courts. I thought all that stuff was done.
I can definitely make the swan cloak disappear, he thinks for a moment. As for the iron bark,
I thought Slake wanted to make something out of that.
Did he? The fuck's he gonna make out of bark?
Still in Sylvan?
A big shield, maybe?
Yep.
Like a lighter shield?
No, because Kev's here, his conversation was in common.
Alright. We'll get back to you about how much bark to move anyway. It's like apparently might want to make a fucking shield out of wood, really? Him?
An axe to back at a rust beast.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point.
The cloak. I'd be most interested in the cloak, and you should not tell anyone that you have it. It might be considered in Seelie circles a desecration for you to have that thing. We'll dispose of it.
Till, of course, we can make our own swan maiden with it, right?
Unless you want that reputation, Duggan.
No, I'm good without a reputation for now. You know, and I know, and that's good enough.
Well, you've not only proven that you could face the necromancy of an unseelie, you have proven that you could face the very powerful and neutral fae and coax them to our side. Or at least to live amongst us. Baby steps, I believe the humans call it.
Sure.
And now you've shown great bravery in facing a whole menagerie of Seelie. They are known to fight as tight-knit groups.
Aye, even when they retreat, they return with the next group.
You've proven yourself today. Do not worry. Such kind words will be included in my report.
Thank you.
So does this count towards like next month's rent or next quarter's rent?
He smiles. The summer expenses are 2,000 gold pieces per month owed to the Briars from the neighborhood of the Steel Rose Watch. Yes.
Kev looks shocked as shit.
Bring that cloak to me, and I will make your payments for the summer season.
All right.
That seems fair, does it not?
Actually, I am going to make a
Apprentice. Fuck.
appraise. I have that skill as well.
That'll wear the skin of the goodly fae. The street.
Hey, Dee Dee, how you like my cloak?
6,000 would mean that this thing is worth 12 grand. Even if it was worth 12 grand, you're not even sure where you would have sold it.
So,
Let alone the reputation of
having it,
having something like that.
I'm good.
It's like we stole a dryad's tree. Ha ha ha! It's
A dryad tree?
Right.
Yeah.
Anybody who would buy the dryad tree, you probably don't want to talk to.
I assume you found other things that the Seelie had. Things that you could use.
A few things here and there, yeah.
I got a question.
Yes, my dear nephew.
So, you remember old Ned? He used to, be the best bowyer in this district. Who's taken up his mantle?
A bowyer?
Yeah. Is there a bow shop in the Fairy District?
It's a good question. It kind of feels like there
there's
might be.
gotta be. Come
I was
on.
spending at the end point. There's a bowyer in the Fairy District to make bows, exotic bows specifically. So focusing on like diminutive bows, tiny bows, like odd size bows, like just a
Okay.
specialist.
So we're gonna
You
go
make
to
bows
the
for fays
shops and
and
market, and we're gonna add a bow merchant here. So like an arrow and bow.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what is the name of the bow shop?
Elan strings.
So Sylvan Acres, Elan Strings.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a Bowyer Fletcher, I believe, is what their names of the.
2 skills. Yeah.
I will spend a DM point to make this a small town market, which means it's got minor 3d4 and medium 1d6.
Okay.
You can buy things worth 1,000 and sell things worth 5,000. It is specialized, and then it will have. We've been rolling max, so it's got 12 minor items and 6 medium items related to bows and arrows.
Nice.
And,
Yes.
and they are 37,500 out of 50,000 before it gets bigger.
Cool.
I will let Elin know that you are normally we reserve his craftsmanship for others.
Yeah, I know. You should have saw the piece of shit I was using a few months ago. Basically a stick and a piece of string.
Do you need a new bow? That's what he said.
Oh no, I need some magic on the one I got, and I'm just running low on arrows.
Oh.
Hey, what about the one you got from that Ilani?
Oh, that thing's really hard to pull back. I really got to put my back into it.
Hey, can your boy make it so he can pull it back?
I'm sure that he can augment existing bows. I haven't fired a bow in years.
Me neither.
He grins. Yeah. He opens up a drawer. He puts up the stone. We haven't quite figured out how to use these, but I am told that they can be transferred to that of weapons. He pulls out this weird rune stone. A contribution to the weaponry of the Steel Rose Watch.
Most appreciated. Someone's gotta carry that. I'm gonna squeeze. Come on.
Capra will pick it up. He's going to lead down to Duggan. Imagine what we would have got if we actually negotiated for something.
Duggan, you have solidified your place as leader of the Steel Rose Watch. I'm impressed what you and your band can do.
Hey, we do get things done, don't we?
We've had some problems with some of the other gangs. We're going to have to withdraw our full garrison from your neighborhood for a short time, however. I'm sure you and your friends can handle whatever the silly little gangs and the games that they play.
I'm sure for a while that won't be a problem.
I will keep some of our scouts, however, nearby, so that we may provide assistance if things do get out of hand.
Thank you. So, I guess if that's everything...
The Norn appears to have taken up residence in the old stacks. People have begun to seek her out. Keep her busy.
All right.
Her powers should be used It is a piece on the board that I think we should save and reserve.
Have you talked to her?
I have not. Have you?
No. Like with the intentional fail of the
one of the pixies goes and is like whispering to him, and he's like waving her away like he knows.
Like, no shit.
I think he's lying. Like, kinda...
But if you did talk to her, she might tell you stuff.
Is there anything else that you require at this time, Dugganschmirf?
Oh, like we said, just a few things that we'll use in the future. Nothing I don't think you'd be too interested in, aside from whatever bark is left over after Slake is done.
There,
bucklers, all sorts of things.
There is a rune crafter, he points at the rune, that I believe has moved into the fawn market some time ago. We don't have much dealings in the fawn market. Might be worth visiting.
All right, well, we can have a talk with him, see if he wants it.
Or to transfer the power of this rune to one of your weapons, I believe, is how it works.
Yeah, put it on. Rub it in.
I'm sure it's more complicated than rubbing it in, but yes.
We'll ask the wizard. All right, if that's everything, it's been a bit of a long trip, so
I imagine.
We'll go home, get some rest, that sort of thing.
Remember, mum's the word with Dee Dee.
Of course. You think I want her knowing what happened there?
She'd understand if you just...
No, she wouldn't.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Kev gives like, no. No.
You framed it properly. Capra's going to wave to the where the pixies are before I'm on the way out.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The two of the pixies like, how does he see it? Stella just smiles and waves goodbye.
Right.
I'm gonna switch maps to the.
That went pretty well.
Yep.
I did.
Yeah, well, next time you're gonna ask for more. Ask for more.
Hey, did you not hear what he just said? Now the Steel Rose gang are now a part of an important part of the south wall defenses for the Briars.
Oh, they gave us something extra to do. Good stuff.
What do you mean they give us something extra to do?
I'll be in charge of groceries from now on.
No.
No.
Probably.
We don't need the blood of orphans as part of our daily meals.
You had breakfast already, so.
Wait, I thought it was... Okay, maybe it was an orphan? What was How did you eat the little girl again?
I believe he trapped her in a corner, kept her in a cage, and ate her slowly.
Like that. Found a handkerchief, basically, that's all.
Okay.
You know what? The other story is less gross.
You left the town like 10 days ago. Actually, more than that because you did 2 adventures.
Yeah, we've done 2 adventures. Yeah.
Summer is in high gear. It is the height of the trade season. It is really warm and sticky in Foundry. There's a good smog in the air, but there are a lot of people going to and fro. You have somewhat reinvigorated the old stacks, giving them a well. First, you haven't had any taxes on the businesses, so they've been able to run for a few months without having a gang breathing down their neck.
Yay!
And
Because
you've injected a bunch of cash into the economy, and people have begun to like actually go to the magic shops that are around here. Plus the fae from the neighboring Sylvan Acres visiting this place. It is a little bit different. Like there's actually foot traffic and people going to and fro, and the market's are bustling.
Nice.
It's not like you fixed all ills of the place, but
we did a good job.
It's noticeable.
So far, so good.
Yep.
We didn't just fuck it all up. Hey, we didn't fuck it up.
I did roll downtime.
Okay.
And we need to plan out 10 days of downtime. Now you guys have leveled.
5 days for leveling, right?
Yeah, you need hopefully only 5 days for leveling. Let's have a quick look at training.
Should we start up the leveling process?
Yep.
Okay.
Training requires 5th level. It requires 500 gold pieces a person. It takes 5 days. You can half the cost to double the time, or double cost to half the time.
I think we're just going to do the time because our unit is 5.
So the training cost for your band would be 4,500 gold pieces.
I think it's coming off each individual. Unless we've got I don't think we've got a.
We need 2 adventures. There should be some sort of money.
Yeah, you've got some money coming in.
All right, now I'm just taking it off my character because I don't know.
Okay.
I'm gonna add 350 gold to Agony. Dassod's paying them back.
Okay. Yep, Dee Dee can even afford the training cost. So yeah, if we want to just take the 500 off individual sheets, that would be fine.
Then we'll divvy things up after.
Okay, so I'll take off 150 of Agony, and that's your 500.
Sounds good.
So 6, 5, 66. Dassod has got.
Have you guys all taken the 500 off?
I'm doing it now. Hang on.
So I took it off for Agony, Dassod. Let's see if Cog has enough.
Is it coming off character sheets?
Yeah, just come off your
500, you said?
500.
Okay.
Yep.
Sunny's got it off, and Capra. I mean, in the last downtime, Capra put a huge cash infusion in by selling the Hippogriff. But yeah, so both my characters took it off of their sheets.
Okay.
Sunny is Poe.
That leaves
Dassod has 20 gold.
the big items and how you're divvying them. I'm going to go through them. Who gets the foot wraps of striding and springing?
Those are the ones that also help Faye, you said? It was like a cold iron thing?
No, the emblem of the Principality of Spring also helps Faye.
Oh, what does it do?
It's constant endure elements. It is slotless and increases your DR cold iron by 1.
That thing is very cool. All right, the striding and springing wraps.
Yep.
They're not shoes.
They're wraps. They will fit dragon feet or hoofed feet or tiny feet. Like it'll fit any creature
to get around the most.
Yeah.
But it's an enhancement bonus to speed.
It's an enhancement bonus to speed, and I think some additional bonuses to jumping.
Acrobatics.
Acrobatics jump or something.
What?
I mean, Capra wouldn't mind, but I mean, he's an archer, so his requirement to move is not very high. It mostly help in tracking.
Okay, let me go through the list of items so you guys have an idea of foot wraps, striding, and springing. The emblem of Principality of Spring is in constant endure elements with DR1 increase to cold iron. So anyone who already has cold iron DR, it goes up by 1. The acidic heart of the Ironbark Ent is an amulet of mighty fist +1 acidic. The Satyr's pipes are fey pipes, but they're also pipes of haunting.
So Capra wants those. He uses fey pipes.
The phylactery of positive channeling, I believe the only positive channeler is Dee Dee, but I want to roleplay whoever gives the fuck this to Dee Dee. Then there's 12 merciful arrows, a potion of eagle splendor, a rope of climbing, some scrolls, the cold iron scimitar, which I think you already put on your sheet.
I'll put it on my sheet now. Put a +1 battle axe in there because he's putting that back in. He's basically replacing it with one with the other.
And then a composite longbow, strength 20 +1. There's a bunch of scales of the Ironbark, which you guys actually have to do stuff with during your downtime, so it's not going to be included part of the divvying. But you figure that you can take, if you find somebody to take off the runes off the scales of the Ironbark, you've got a +1 enhancement rune and the 5 energy resistance rune. Like, you could take those from the magic item. You could also take it from the battle axe if you think that that's a thing. So it feels like you're going to manipulate some of that stuff. I'm just going to put the potions on Cog, who then divvies them up across the party.
Yeah.
Does anybody want that composite longbow 20?
I think we're.
If there's something we could, it's probably better to sell it. I think Dex Mutagen is probably the right way to go.
Agony has an AC of 20, and he's already given his composite short bow to.
Does he have he has a strength of 20?
He has a strength of 20.
Then stick it on.
Yeah.
Stick it on.
All right, and then I'm going to move.
Why are we talking about this?
I'm going to move his short bow onto.
What's the short bow?
Amadeus, which is the composite short bow, strength 18, onto Amadeus. Because I remember you saying you wanted a bow instead of a sling.
Yes.
Okay.
Done.
Okay, so there's a bit of shifting around of secondary weapons. The 12 +1 merciful arrows. Am I putting those on Capra or?
Yes, please.
Okay.
I've already got it here. There's 12 of them.
No. There are other minor things. I'll paste them at the end.
Cool.
Capra's going to take the pipes of haunting.
Yep.
Okay. Who's getting the acidic heart of the Ironbark Ent?
I'd like that. For
it's probably a hand-me-down item, so it goes to Cog for now, and then later it goes to either. Then it would go to
+1 item as well.
Well, the +1 item should go to.
What is your item?
Agony.
I have a +1 amulet of mighty fists. I can give that to Agony, and then I'll take the acidic one.
Okay. Does Amadeus have an amulet?
I don't think so.
Oh, sorry, no, he doesn't.
Are his fists considered magical yet or not?
They will be this level.
Okay, so then there's a Worm Fang amulet that's in the pile.
What's the Worm Fang amulet?
It makes your attacks treated as if they're
DR.
magic. I wonder if you can convince Slate to wear that.
For a while, maybe. We're going to keep it as a Slate. We are fighting a dragon.
Yeah.
Put on the goddamn amulet.
Put it on him and tape it to his back.
It's his emergency magic bag.
Yes.
Right.
Damn your pride! Put on the amulet.
It's just a chart, Drake. I just saw your question here. I can flash the chart. I don't remember what formula I used. I think it went up a couple hundred gold pieces per every 2 levels.
Capra, can you see in the dark?
No.
Oil of light it is.
Okay, so who's getting the foot wraps?
Not the monk. This is a melee guy.
Give it to Agony then. Agony.
Agony's going to take Expeditious Retreat as a spell.
This was like, I would put it on Slake, but Slake doesn't use things.
No.
Then maybe Dassod. Mobility for flanks.
Especially if his foot wraps, especially if his feet are changing with his type.
When he shape shifts, it'll go through because it'll actually go with them.
Okay.
It's good for all sizes.
I will paste these things at the bottom of your sheet in a minute because they're I like the way they're described right now. The emblem of the Principality of Spring. Who wants a +1 to their DR?
Who are the Fae? Dee Dee, Capra.
Dee Dee,
Capra,
and
I think,
Duggan.
gets hit more than anybody.
He's the
you've been
full-size target, Faye. I mean, you got your everything pushed in.
Yeah, but one DR is not going to make a difference. And I don't really get hit that much. I got my shit pushed in because I got grappled.
Yeah. Smart you. Sorry. Capra was fine with taking that, and it's a slotless. He just puts it in his pocket. And then when they come for vengeance, they can come murder me first.
Okay, I'm going to put the arcane scroll on.
He's the leader. Look, he took your apple.
I'm going to put the arcane scroll just simply on.
Cool.
What's his name? Sunny.
Sunny.
It's summon monster 2, knock, summon monster 3, and suggestion.
Cool.
Rope of climbing.
That's cool. I believe that's it auto, you whip it and it gets knots in it and stuff. It's a smart rope.
For some reason, I think Amadeus gets the weird magic rope. This one might not be able to be used in his crazy.
It's just
roping,
general roping.
All right. +1 battle axe. Is that going on a character sheet, or are you guys pulling it apart into rune form, or are you?
I would love to throw the +1 onto my longbow.
Okay, so it's in reserve. Okay, and then there's the Wormfang amulet, which is just being kept as a backup item, I guess.
Hey, Mark. What? How did you highlight those paragraphs in blue?
What paragraphs in blue?
Character sheet for Duggan.
Okay, I am.
Hang on.
Pasting stuff at the bottom of your sheets.
Give me a second.
Sure. You've got unholy water, by the way, buddy. See, you're the one who'd likely use it.
I'm seeing a lot of stuff at the bottom of Cog sheet. You may want to
go through it.
Yep. I think the little package to Dee Dee needs to be roleplayed because there's a Masterwork ceremonial silken armor small. You may want to explain the bloodstains.
Can we prestidigitate them out?
Yeah.
I don't see where I got paragraphs highlighted in blue, but from the home screen, you should be able to do that.
Oh, never mind. It's okay.
Capra, your package is now dropped.
Cool.
I'm giving you Mark, you could use Alchemist Fire, yeah? That's a good throwing item.
Blaze is saying he can't see the spreadsheets. I don't know how long that message is. Are you seeing the treasure?
I can show you what I'm doing as we're pasting.
Pastorinos.
Yep.
So
the Wormfang amulet was the crocodile teeth amulet. Amadeus, I'll cut the rope of climbing and put that under your slotless gear.
Okay.
The foot wraps and all that stuff. Dassod, incoming package.
Mm-hmm.
It's the bottom of your sheet now. Oh, we also stuck the Masterwork Composite Short Bow Strength 16 on Dassod's sheet. And the Masterwork Cold Iron Elven Curve Blade, because you can use exotic weapons. If you don't want it, just kick it back to the...
Hell yeah, I'll take it. Yeah, he wants he's gonna buy a bag of holding. He's gonna start putting his fucking weapons in it.
Sunny, I don't know.
What are you, devil? Here we go.
You got the feather token swan boats, some oil of shillelagh that the treant was using, and then a scroll.
Yeah, who has a stick?
The giant stick?
Yeah.
It's just a big stick.
No, the oil. There's an oil shillelagh.
You just need a stick. You need a non-magic stick.
All right.
It turns into a pretty good beating weapon.
I've already updated Dewdrop, Agony, and Slake for 5th level. I'm just going to drop those guys in. They were sitting in the sandbox. Because I love the leveling. It's a lot of fun. I'm going to move Dewdrop, their old sheets into archive. OneNote's being kind today. It's not crashing.
Shut up!
I gotta admit, I agree with Ahmed on this one.
Yeah.
Okay, so my Amulet of Mighty Fist +1 is going to Agony.
Yep. I'll Amulet of Mighty Fist +1.
You stepping it in?
Yeah, I just typed it.
Okay.
Then I need to add +1 to all of his melee attacks, which is significant.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So level time. That was horrible. It didn't work out. It was I'm tired.
You need to you have to do that a few times just to get people ready for what you're going to attempt to do poorly.
Oh, it wasn't bad.
Thanks, Marty. Yeah, support.
I got
all
you,
on
man.
board
I
with
got you.
the Zeppelin. All right. At some point, we'll see what Third Circle Druid spells do, but for now, Capra is getting a massive damage boost.
Excuse me.
Okay, I'll go over what some of the things that these characters got at 5th level on my end. So let's see, Slake. Slake took as his 5th level feat, improved overrun.
Nice.
And he went up with if Cog is going to help him in 1st level brawler mutagenic mauler.
Yep. I'll help train him.
And he got improved unarmed strike from that, and now he can make and drink short-lived mutagens.
Nice.
This is a huge boost for yeah, that's good.
Yes. Let's subtract his. You were playing around with Agony's money, right?
I took off 150 and I gave him 350, so that's his leveling money.
Okay, so I'll add the 150 to the. Oh no, you took off 150. Agony needs some curses removed, because there's no way he's going adventuring ever again with these damn curses. Let's go to the downtime sheet and start filling in. The adventure that you guys went on was 3 weeks of adventure, which is quite a bit of time. Now, Dee Dee sat out for 2 of those weeks. So we're gonna, and then so did Amadeus. What
Right.
what
Good
kind
monk.
thing did Dee Dee do while you guys were?
Well, they set up a shop.
Yep. And then you guys are training for your level. And then you have 1 week of stuff before there's a interrupt.
All right, so this one.
She runs the drawing stand. Yep. You know what? I think she's going to start doing gather information checks on some of the dangling threads that are out there involving her friends.
Cool.
Yeah.
She's very nice.
She's got a +10 diplomacy. I think she's trying to find out. Do you remember when you mentioned, Adam, there was
Is
a
that
wizard that we weren't supposed to fight
Yes.
that had something to do with Cog, or was also seeking out Cogs, or
Yes.
something to do with the elves? She's been looking for that information. So I'm actually going to ask you to take the DM stick as I roll a couple of gather info checks to see what it is that she learns. So she spends a week tooling around. She speaks Elven. I don't know if that gives her any bonus.
Okay. For this, it actually doesn't.
Okay. She will Jim Kazoo pass so smoothly. Yep.
I got my 17mm wrench. Again,
Here you
it
go,
has no
Adam.
other use.
Okay. And does having one of the spare winches from a spare cog creature
that provides a bonus.
Okay. I'm assuming a +2 or something like that.
Yep.
She used that around, like, have you seen this? Do you know what this is? Is there a wizard that could tell me what this thing is? She knows what it is, but first week she gets a 16.
Okay, they point you to different people. Point you to different craftsmen.
Okay, and then the next week she gets a 15. Okay, so she's
They're pointing you to the same craftsman. There's a guy who makes watches, and it's like this. Yeah, no.
Perfect. Because the downtime event that happens has to do with a watchmaker. I'm not fucking joking. It is what I... Yes. Okay. He might know what it is. Got it. So she does some investigation. Gather info, we'll call it. Gather info. And then in her spare time, she makes sure that the Norn is settled. Amadeus, what did you do during your 2 weeks of alone in the neighborhood?
It's a combination of volunteering and
Oh, thanks, Adam. I'll take it back.
volunteering and just like citizens, like neighborhood watch, basically.
Okay.
It should be noted that yes, he does tie people up and bring them to law enforcement. But if he's got like people who are like repeat offenders, they get like, no, you need to leave, severe beatings.
Okay. Amadeus will be included in, because of this patrolling. You are automatically included in the downtime event.
Okay.
What you learn is there have been some gangs nibbling on the edges of your neighborhood, and they've been pressuring businesses and homes that are along the borders of old stacks, like they're trying to nib away at your territory. And one particular gang you've heard that some of your friends have had problems with in the past. It's the gainful exercise that's been...
I will show you some gainful fucking exercise.
that have been raiding shops and homes, actually, on the edge of your two neighborhoods.
To fuck them up.
You haven't caught any of them yet. They don't seem to stay, but you've been doubling your efforts or redoubling your efforts there.
Okay.
Okay. You guys spend 5 days training for your level. What are you doing on the next pip? You do have some gear that needs to be sold. There appears to be approximately $5,000 worth of stuff that needs to be sold. Oh, no, there's some more. There are 2 chunks of it. Whoa. Oh, okay. 5, 6, 7. There's $14,000 of stuff that needs to be sold. In order for you to sell that much, you need 14 man days. You need at least 3 people trading in a 1 week block in order to sell that.
Sunny will help trade because he's broke.
Sod can help in trading. He's a good appraise.
Okay.
Duggan will help trade too.
Dassod, Sunny, and Duggan?
Sure.
Duggan. Okay. What is Slake doing? Slake, if left to his own devices, is going to crank out masterwork javelins until you guys give him something more interesting to work with, which would be the iron bark.
So we have to pull the runes off of it.
Yeah, you have to pull the runes off of it. So he's just basically going to craft javelins. He does not have the ability yet in order to repair his adamantine axe. Adamantine, the DC is too high, and he doesn't want to waste materials. Agony is going to look for somebody to remove his damn curses.
We send him to maybe we'll send him to Nighthorn.
Dee Dee, when she finds out that Agony is cursed, is going to help Agony.
With curses? Yep.
Agony goes, I need some help, and Dee Dee goes, oh, with what? And it's something to do with the health of a character. She can't say no. So she helps. Which does mean she isn't spending the block of time crafting magic items, by the way, because she can now craft magic items.
Selfish Agony.
When you guys start hiding wounds from Dee Dee because you want her to stay in her crafting hut. Oh, this feels like Oberon all over again. Capra, what are you doing?
Capra is going to try to get his bow worked on. He's going to try to get the magic for the axe put on the bow.
Sounds like you're doing trading.
I'm doing trading. Yes, he's trading. He's trying to spend money.
Okay. Cog,
okay, my character's up.
What are you doing with your week?
Who's that?
Cog. You're muted on it.
Damn it! Cog's going to. We got news of the gangs that are pulling crap around the perimeter of our area. So he's going to actually. He's going to be doing rounds.
So you're going to patrol?
Yeah.
Okay. Amadeus?
No set schedule, and I'd like to have somebody come with me.
The only one that's available is Amadeus, and he's the one that told you about it.
Yeah, Amadeus is on this.
Let's do this.
No killing. There's no need to start a war.
Just a beating.
All right. For training, Cog and let's go through one by one. Slake actually spends time with Cog to train as a mutagenic warrior.
Okay.
Cog, however, spends time with
The monk.
the monk.
The dragon.
Yeah, his name is not the monk.
The monk. Oh man, there's only one of them.
The only. The one, the only. The monk. Shut up.
I understand. Thank you. Thank you.
His name is... I'm looking it up too. Where are they? Outskirts, Sylvan Reserve. Nope, nope, nope. Have you got a name? Did you write it down? Green Rest. His name is Delthan Silverclaw.
Delthan Silverclaw.
And his familiar Dewaki, the tiny wormling silver dragon. Both you and Agony train with Delthan. Agony thinks he's going to kick Delthan's ass and doesn't, but he's getting better. Both of you noticeably are. Dee Dee trains with the very venerable potion maker of the... Where are the shops? The shopkeepers. His name is Drewbarth Bumble Feather. Who is the very venerable shop owner of the Fairy Airy, which is in the edge of your district, or sorry, your neighborhood.
Yeah.
Capra trains with the kooky creator of all sorts of taxidermic cryptozoological beings. Old Stacks. Do you remember what his name is?
Give me a second. He is on the Old Stacks map. Oop. No, yeah, it's Mad Gatter.
The Mad Gatter? Okay.
Yeah.
Dirt, as I have the fucking page open right in front of me while I'm asking the question. And
it might be a test.
Yep.
Are you paying attention?
Trained by the Mad Gatter. Dugganschmirf is trained by Nighthorn.
Okay.
As he really likes the progress that you've made in the last little while and is willing to teach you a little bit more about being a little bit more about your skullduggery. He trains you more on the rogue side as opposed to the
That's where I'm excelling.
Kineticist or whatever you are.
I now have +20 to my sleight of hand and get to roll twice and take the better result.
Okay. Cog trains with Delthan. Amadeus trains with the mercenary bounty hunter that we've never met before.
His name is Finian Rumsby.
Sunny, you end up training with Coven-of-One. As you find her presence familiar? Or at least she treats you as familiar, and it's just easy to get along with the enigmatic being.
She's got lots of things to read.
Yep.
Look at all the things.
And Dassod continues to be a creeper and watches everyone else training. And gains his levels that way.
Just why?
I believe when you go up a level,
what can you possibly be learning now? I'm taking a shit.
You've opened up a new slot for an individual, Ahmed. You've opened up a new individual slot as part of your doppelganger.
Oh, nice. Yes,
you can
yes,
assume
yes.
5 forms, and as opposed to 4. This is in addition to being able to change into basically any other race of humanoids that you've seen.
Can I turn into
with the boundaries of alter self in place?
Dragonborn?
Dragonborn are humanoids. So you could turn into Dragonborn, but not dragon form.
Right. So we talked about a feat that would allow me to take advantage of winged humanoids' ability to fly. It's talking more about the I wasn't a goblin. What the hell was it? The archer, the sniper that was on the rooftops that was shooting us down when we when they were coming for Cog and Slake.
What is the spell monstrous is it monstrous physique?
Yeah, monstrous physique 1 through 3, I think.
Okay, monstrous physique is a 3rd level spell. It allows you to take small monstrous and medium monstrous forms, and you can take climb, fly, swim, dark vision, low light, scent. If you spent a feat, I would allow your
forms,
your alter self forms, as well as your individual forms, to include monstrous humanoid types within the limit of monstrous physique 1.
I think that's a good feat to take at 5th. And what is the feat name?
It's called monstrous shape changing. And the limit of the power of this is monstrous physique. And there are other feats that will eventually tack on top of this.
Yeah.
Monstrous endowment. There's a bit of a connotation with endowment.
That's not the right. That's not phrased the way.
It's close.
I don't think you.
It's close, but the joke.
Close enough. I like it.
It's close. Going down this path is a chain of custom feats that allow you to become even more and more monstrous humanoids. There may also be a path for giant form. There may also be a path for different types of creatures, but this is the first feat for... I don't know if there's a fey form spell or power. Oh my god, there's a spell called fey form.
There's an undead form.
Nope, there is. There is a path for fey form, and fey form is also a 4th level sorcerer spell or wizard spell. So this would be a 7th level. You'd be able to take fey form.
Right. So this is kind of like almost like a druid wild shape thing.
Yep.
So I could take a feat to become a large monstrous humanoid. Or I could
large isn't in the option at first.
For second, it'd be physical for like second. Yep. So it'd be and then 3 would be huge. I need more feats.
Well, that's the thing. I'm counting on there not to be. Dragon form would also be another thing. When do you get the first dragon form spell?
I got 6.
Now, keep in mind, you are a shape changer sorcerer, so you can also pick up polymorph spells. You
can just use the spells to do the thing.
Yeah. Dragon form. Oh yeah, that's 11th level. You'd be able to do dragon form 1.
Yeah, but fucking all day.
You got a question while leveling?
No, sorry. I was seeing. I the chunk of skin that sloughed off my wrist. I was just seeing if it showed up on camera, and it really doesn't. So I'm just going to not talk about it so people don't call me a big baby.
Crying.
Baby.
It really doesn't feel nice.
Big baby.
It's the bottom of my head. Why? All the manly skins around the fingers where you grab stuff. All right. Capra had a massive damage spike this level between weapon specialization, deadly aim, and heroism.
Holy shit! Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh,
Holy,
shit,
yeah, that's fucking insane.
All right, you got DR10 now. Yeah.
Okay, Slake is going to create, because he can take 10 on craft checks. Yep. So he's going to create another, I don't know, 12 masterwork javelins.
Quick question, Marty.
Yep.
So when I turn as a doppelganger, when I take form of a medium creature, I already get a +2 strength. The monstrous gives me +2 strength and +2 natural armor. Those don't stack. Those are two different things. So I'm taking different shapes, right?
You're taking different shapes, but
Okay.
the natural armor depends on the creature. No, that just applies. So yeah, and it doesn't have a type of natural armor, so that would stack with a amulet or a bark skin, or your
Nice.
mutagen if you have a mutagen. I forget.
No, he doesn't.
You could also take beasts and animals if you wanted to go that way. So I think beast shape 1 is a 3rd level spell. Yeah. It's also a sorcerer wizard spell. Again.
I need more feats.
Well, if we make each version a feat,
It'll prevent you from turning into everything.
right?
You have
Well,
to choose.
one monster, one animal, one dragon, one fae.
Well, the natural armor from the spell it doesn't have a type, so it stacks, but he loses his base form's natural armor when he changes.
That's why powerful versions are much more powerful.
Yep.
Mine is very high. Oh.
Okay, I'm taking the custom spell Forbid Action. Not custom, but non-standard.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
fine.
Okay. It's just the inverse of command.
Okay, Agony. So Slake crafted a bunch of javelins. Done. Agony is going to go and find help for the curse. I'm going to say that Nighthorn.
Send him with a subtle reminder of we didn't even ask for anything.
Dee Dee's the one that asks for help, and Agony. Nighthorn is willing to pay for the breaking of the curse, although he does not have the resources to actually do it on hand.
Yeah,
Basically, he says, "Send me the bill."
That's kind of what we expected, I think.
Dee Dee is going to make a knowledge or a diplomacy check to try to find a person to help Agony.
Okay.
She gets a 24 with Agony's aid. They end up crashing Sunny's training parade.
Okay.
And they get help from or they attempt to get help from the Coven-of-One. I think that we'll put a pin in that one for a role-playing encounter. Capra, Duggan, Dassod, and Sunny are all trading. You're able to trade that all that gear that you don't want, and then Capra. I think there's there's $5,000 worth of buying that you can still do with the time that you were given. So what are you looking for, Capra, and from which shop are you buying?
Well, the main thing I want to do is get magic put on my bow.
Okay, who are you going to go see to go do that?
Well, let's just give me a second. I'm going to go to the shops and markets, and we'll take a look at. So if we're transferring, I'd like to go to that new the new boilers. I mean, it hasn't been rolled up, so he goes there and gets it done there, and then this Ellen's strings. The question being if they can actually do the work.
Yeah, they can put +1s on bows. I don't think they can go any higher than that because they're specialized. They do have the ability to put +1 on a bow.
Okay.
I'm just now that selling is done, I'm just adding up the money that you guys got.
Okay, and if he had more money, he'd be also purchasing some of the random bow stuff if they had it. The other thing he'd be looking for is a higher dex armor type, if possible.
Okay.
There
are many armor shops.
So the old scale armory, I think, and it would basically be checking to see if they have a. So they have mithril chain shirt. Mark, what's the is it like spider silk or what's the?
What's better than mithril or?
Well,
it's dark leaf leather.
Dark leaf studded leather is what he's looking for.
Is that the value of the armor underneath what they can?
Give me a second. I need to check to see what dark leaf costs. I had this all queued up before, and then I turned my computer off because people can yell at me when I don't do that.
Well, it's just when your computer doesn't work, man.
When it fucks up, yeah. So dark leaf is 750 on top of the typical.
Okay, and that includes the masterwork cost. So, is that underneath the purchase limit of the store?
Let's see. No, it's not. It's sorry. It's not under the base value. It is under the purchase limit.
Oh, sorry. The base value is what I'm asking.
So no. I did this math before. It's over the base value.
Okay.
So it's not available yet.
Yep.
So he doesn't buy armor. He just gets the bow done.
Unless there's that armor in the list somewhere.
There's mithril chain shirt, which would be better, but not really. So we're just gonna. It'll give me 1 extra AC when juiced up, but.
Oh, OneNote just finally decided.
And I'm done with this one.
Okay. We're gonna roll up some of the items that are in that store, the archer store. Just because it's relevant at this point. Also look at those acid arrows that you said you were interested in.
Yes. Right now it's like I've got $2,000, so it goes to the bow first.
Oh, there's another $1,000 that I just added to your character sheets. It's $1,000 and change. This is from the most recent selening.
Okay.
Nice.
I'm also going to put a pin in the trading. The people who are doing the trading are also getting an RP encounter as you guys look for a person to rub the runes off of some of your items.
Yes.
Nice. Okay. I think Cog's gonna start saving his money. I need to fucking upgrade my amulet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just got more expensive to upgrade your amulet because your amulet's a +2.
Damn, you're already a +2 right now, yeah. It would be nice if we can get a group fund for purchasing wands. Because I bought like 5-6 wands. So it'd be nice if we could share that.
What are you looking for?
Just cure light wands.
I think we're still stocked.
Yeah, I bought the stock.
Well, Dee Dee also bought the only one that bought them, and we bought you had to go outside the district.
No, we could have if people, because it's not expensive. It's $350, right? $370 for 25
for the half full.
Yeah, for the half one. But I was only running around with 2, and I gave you one. Anyway, we could have more, and I think it would. No,
Is that what you're asking for?
No. When we split up our money, it would be good to say, okay, we went adventuring. Here's 2,000 gold that we're gonna put into buying healing items.
We previously did have a fund for that.
We did?
Yeah. It was the hippogriff money was just part of that before. It wasn't split. It was just left in a pile. Right? Capra went and sold the hippogriff. It was just stuck there.
That has now been divvied.
It's now divvied. We'll have to go on an adventure.
There's a bunch of the iron bark stuff that you haven't done anything with. There's an errant +1 battle axe. You could sell that for 1,150 if you want. Although I thought that was a thing that was supposed to go on.
It was going to go on Capra's thing, but he also has the money just to do it.
Okay. All right. So there's a slush fund of 1150.
Wands, everyone?
What do we need?
The first downtime.
Calculating how much that shit is.
I'll let you guys figure out how much you're spending. There's still a conversation with Dee Dee. How'd you get this? Who's giving her stuff? How is her stuff being delivered? Don't tell me. I got to run to the bio break. Then we're gonna have a conversation with the Coven-of-One, and then the rune person if you seek them out.
What if it just appeared on her head as she's sleeping?
There we go. We need some rolls. I'll be right back.
Just slate that thing on her head.
You guys will be done spending and updating your character sheets by the time I get back.
Kevin can just lie.
I found it.
It fell out of a tree.
Weirdest thing ever.
We can buy 3 25 charged wands.
Why?
Because I know of you have 125 charged wand, and that's it. I have 7 charges in another one.
And then I believe Dee Dee has some.
I haven't looked at Dee Dee. I was only considering.
Because having a fund is good, but curses, diseases, missing limbs, ability drain.
These are things we need to have funds for.
Right. They don't just trade cure wands.
Well, once you get back, you can deal with it.
No, not always. Not always. Stuck in a hole with strength drain. No.
We got a restoration wand, right? We have a wand, restoration. We have a wand to that. We have a couple of scrolls, but it's All right.
Rolls for hit points. There you go.
Yeah, I rolled mine. They were bad. I should have. I weep. I weep for my rolls.
Amadeus got a 7, and Doug got a 7. All right, I'll take those.
You son of a bitch.
I rolled 2.
My 2 combined were that.
Yeah.
I think I'm exaggerating. I think it was 8.
Maybe next level. Yeah, it's
Honestly, Capra's rolling good and Sunny's rolling bad. So he's playing up the old man. Don't hurt me.
yeah.
An old man missing my potato. Have you seen my potato? Huh?
You see my potato?
Oh, yeah.
8. 5 becomes 10. 32, 42. 46. 46 hit points. Woo!
That's awesome.
Dee Dee and Agony tentatively take a visit to the Coven
Oh, my
Sword,
initiative is up
or
by
the Coven
1.
Sword.
Sunny learns a spell, and he is going to cast it on Slake, and he might get murdered. But he's learning a spell just for Slake. It's one of the cleric spells I'm learning, and I'm doing it because this is amazing, and too bad. We're doing an experiment on our construct, and he's going to love me, or he's going to break my face.
You casting, crazy man. Oh man, I value his life.
There's a spell called Dream Feast, where in your dreams you get to feast upon your favorite foods, and you wake up as if you're satiated by said foods.
That is a spell I would use in real life.
Yeah, and stay really
Wake
trim.
up 10 pounds heavier.
Or
You're
become
muted,
really
Marty,
trim,
but
in my case, but nice. All right, so Sunny is having epiphanies.
Marty, you're muted.
Oh,
For VC at least.
Sunny's having epiphanies about spells to cast on.
He's going to make Slake love magic. It will happen. He will find a spell that will make him understand that magic is good.
Dee Dee and Agony.
And then Duggan will make it like reduce person on him. Yeah, you tiny.
Dee Dee and Agony, in their 5 days of trying to track down someone powerful enough to cast Remove Curse on Agony, make their way to the Coven's Word or Coven Sword orrery in the Gargs, which is the Gargoyle Bridge district. And they go there because they know Sunny is there. You can see Mistra cleaning up after herself.
She's moving her bucket around. And
well, yeah, I guess she could poo in a bucket. So, yep. Huh. says Dee Dee. Agony's like looking at the big orrery that's not really moving. You guys catch a glimpse of Sunny before Coven-of-One has her back turned. Dee Dee and Agony, I don't think I've ever met her before, so they're kind of taken back by who this woman is and her large S. Dee Dee comes over and lands on Mistra. Hi, Mistra. Hi, Sunny. Is that the hag?
That's Coven-of-One.
Is she gonna try to eat me? There are all sorts of stories of hags trying to eat Fae.
I don't believe so. You don't have a taste for Fae, do you?
A taste for Fae?
That would be a no.
Oh, hi. She's looking inside of this. She spends a lot of her time looking in the inward telescope. The telescope that looks into things as opposed to out. Sunny.
Yes?
Apparently Agony's all cursed from when we, fought fairies and broke the statue. And then he's all cursed because apparently his new Oogie axe is creepy and got cursed. Can you help break curses? Pretty please. A little bit of sugar on top. Some fairy dust on the sugar on top of the thing on top of the dessert.
Let me see.
Now I want sugar.
You always want sugar.
Well, not
noise.
Hmm.
It makes me go crazy. People say I talk enough already.
I think you talk just the right amount. Remove curse. Let's remove curse or break enchantment. Let's see which casting classes has this. Nope, not druid. I could cast this from a scroll, or we could study harder.
Well, Agony wants it broken now, don't you, Agony?
It would be beneficial to us all for me to not be fumbling around in combat.
What are the symptoms of this curse? I remember you mentioning that you were blind before.
We've gone through this before, Sonny. It's the same thing.
Hmm.
You're the one who told me about it.
Did I? Oh, yes, it was the...
The cow poops. The cow poops in a bucket. You're a good cow, mister. You're a good cow.
Mister's trying
Yes,
to
you are a good cow, mister. Who's a good cow?
playfully nip at Dee Dee. She giggles and she gets a big cow tongue.
All right. Coven-of-One.
Yes.
She sits down and she's rubbing her back.
Our dragon-blooded friend here has gotten himself cursed by multiple gods.
She plucks her eye from the table and sticks it into one of her sockets, and it rolls around for a little bit, and then she looks in at Agony.
Dragon here? Dragon? Long time since I've seen dragon. Oh, what sort of dragon are we hiding here? What sort of dragon is hiding in your flesh?
I am not hiding. I'm Agony of Coals.
Dragon you are. I can see it. Can't you see it? Can't you see? Dragons and their tricks.
She looks at Dee Dee when she says tricks.
What is this? Fey know not to come here and steal my things.
I'm not here to steal, lady. Coven-of-One.
She's not the steely Fey. That would be Duggan.
Wonder what your fates are. New divination will tell Coven-of-One.
I wonder if the divination will tell you that you're cursed.
Curse? Who said something about curse?
Agony here has offended many gods, and they have cursed him for it.
Old gods don't know what they have in store. Old gods, old ways. Not enough room. The great eviction. Fighting in the streets. There will be.
Is the material plane the streets?
Like scraps. Fighting over the scraps. Like dogs.
Huh.
Some will awaken, do great and horrible things. Others will fade with but a whimper. Many will tromp and tramp, and the worst of them will come out. Threaten the gods.
Does that help you with your problem, Agony?
It does not. It sounds horrible, whatever it is.
Yes, horrible times. They're upon us all now. Countdown. Don't know how much time we have. Coven-of-One is very old. Lose track of time, I do.
She waves at the big orrery.
Lose track of time. It flows different in the contractions. Are you pregnant? You're having contractions? No, Coven-of-One too old for that.
Oh, come now. Magic is very powerful. I'm certain we can figure out something if you need.
Just looking around. That also will not solve my problem.
I will help. You pay for scroll. I will cast. I have scroll around here somewhere. Yeah. Cost will be small. Just a pinprick. I want to try out my new divination.
You're saying we give you some blood, and he glances at a bunch of trays of blood.
It's the inward divination where you can see within someone.
Yeah. If you try to use a regular pin on my it'll just tickle me.
Fairies, we've got pins for you.
Oh. So if we give you a drop of our blood, you'll help Agony?
Help this dragon, I will. Yes. Yes, I will help him. Dragon. Walking amongst us. Tricky they are. Their tricks, however, take a long time to ruminate, to blossom.
Best laid plans do take some time.
Yes, if you don't forget. Now, where did I put my needles?
She starts rummaging around.
Yes, we'll milk you soon.
It's very exciting, Mistress Milk.
When does Mister become Big Cow?
Big Cow. Give me a second. Druid animal companion. I believe it is.
Did we apologize about our crocodiles? This is the lady that kept the crocodiles, isn't it? You sure we can trust her, Sunny?
Well, give me a second. Cow.
Okay.
It is at 7th level. It gets.
All right.
Okay, Agony holds out his finger. You notice she takes out this slightly glowing pin. It's like a magical pin. She plucks his finger. He winces a bit. She goes over and puts the blood in a little dish.
Now for you, Faye.
Okay. Are you sure?
She's asking for Sunny's opinion.
It's interesting magic.
Okay, lady. You're helping us out, I think.
Get rid of curse. Get rid of god meddling. They should stay up there. We are down here.
Yes.
She takes a drop from Dee Dee. Nothing more, nothing less. He's like, ow! She goes back. Bandages up her finger and goes over and fusses over Agony's bandage. He just kind of pushes her away. The curse.
Yes. The curse.
She casts a spell. I think Break Enchantment would probably be the best one.
Break Enchantment is the best one for this.
Let me just see if she can cast that.
That's something that she can rock.
Yep. You can make a spellcraft check.
We are. Ooh, that's a cold iron noodle.
Let's see if Agony can make the spellcraft check. He hasn't had his increase yet through half dragon template. 26. Interesting, is what he says. You're a witch?
Hag, witch, can be interchangeable. I prefer you call me Coven-of-One.
She cast a break enchantment, and Agony's curses are popping and fizzling away.
How do you feel?
I'm not sure. My ears popped. Some bile came into my mouth. My vision fluttered, and I thought I heard a weapon breaking.
Sounds like there might have been more than one curse. How many gods did you offend?
Several.
Okay.
Keep up the good work.
So how much was that? Because Duggan said the Nighthorn would cover the cost of that casting.
Yeah. Blood. I have blood.
Yeah, but how much would that have been should you have charged it?
She thinks for a moment. Let's see. $1,000 gold pieces.
Mm, 200 pounds of silver, she says.
Okay. That's done. Easy enough.
She flutters over to Sunny.
I think we'll just tell Duggan that she charges 200 pounds of silver. And
That's
then,
what she said. It was 200 pounds of silver.
and if she doesn't want it, then Duggan can keep it. Well, we can keep it.
Divination.
She did charge us 200 pounds of silver. Just so happens to be that a drop of your blood is worth that much. Or half of it, at least.
Yes.
I would assume 2/3 was your blood, his blood.
Coven-of-One is only half blind, not half deaf. You come back. You come back, two of you. Fate-spun you are. You come back. Coven-of-One will have job. You too, wizard. Druid. Thing.
All right.
Not yet. Soon. My bones are aching.
Mistra's new favorite game is tag.
Okay.
She took spring attack.
Alright, well, Coven-of-One broke Agony's curses, but with the caveat that she will have a job for you. You can only wonder what the hag woman will have you do.
Oh, it'll be nice. Fine. Don't worry about it.
The group of you makes your way back to your own district. And Duggan, who's the group that is selling and buying?
Dassod.
Okay, let me grab those folks from the stairwell. Actually, I'll grab the whole group of you. Copy. And I'm
Can't
going
take spring
to
attack.
open up a different map. It's called Adventures in Southwall District. I'm going to go to the conversation layer and cloop down your miniatures. There we go. All right, and then some of you were on the purchase group, right? The trading.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Sunny was trading. Capra was, and Duggan. We're going to say Capra's in a different spot because he's looking for bows.
Okay.
And you guys are actually using your wagon today to drive around because you've got all that iron bark that you're trying to figure out what to do with.
Nice.
Duggan, give me a diplomacy check. Cog, you can help. This is, you guys were trying to navigate or find your way to the person who deals in runes.
Sorry, what was the check they need?
Diplomacy. I guess Sunny can also aid.
Oh, Sunny auto aids.
Say what? Sorry.
Diplomacy.
Oh, diplomacy. I don't want to do it. I don't want to help.
Sunny can take the lead if you want. Like, I mean, he's got a +10.
I aid. There you go.
Okay, so auto aid seems like 24 or 26, Mark. You guys are muted.
Mark specifically is muted.
Yeah, no, that'd be 24.
Okay, you're pointed towards the foreign market. They say that there's a bunch of funny-looking buildings with totem poles outside of the buildings.
Okay.
They're in a. You know that the foreign market is a place where a lot of hobgoblins live and do business.
Ooh.
The
Okay.
place that you're sent to, you end up finding the name. It's called the Rune-wright Hall.
All right. Make our way there.
Okay. The foreign market, while it does have many different races and cultures mixed in, there is a predominant hobgoblin theme to many of the building construction and shops. You pass by what looks like a whole alley where it's tattoo artists.
Okay.
You pass by some weapon shops, as well as encounter a bit of a street festival where they have dancing snakes, like people inside of suits, and the snake is really long, and it appears to be some ritualistic or stylistic celebration of the hob overcoming certain snake-like beasts in the jungles far away.
All right.
Isn't that colorful?
The noodles in the district are really good, and Dugganschmirf and Sunny enjoy stopping for some spiced noodles.
Well, not too long, otherwise the people we stole them from will notice.
Okay, so Duggan ends up stealing some noodles that you guys are eating while you're traveling down the streets in your cart.
Oh, noodles.
Oh, noodles! Where did these come from? Hey, carbs. When you reach an area, and people keep on pointing you towards an area where the buildings take on a different flavor, and they are not hob, and they are not imperial. There's a collection of like small wooden lodges with very large totems outside of them. They've got peculiar designs. I know this is winter. It's summer, but this is effectively what they sort of look like. A collection of half dozen buildings. You can see people going to and fro. There's a couple of men in robes talking about the best cutting implements for stone, which you find to be a really odd.
All right.
Wouldn't the best cutting implements for stone be water and time?
Not if you're trying to get something done.
I say an adamantine tool will be the best. Yes, but if you scratch too deep, you'll ruin the stone. Well, I suppose I could have you constantly need to be sharpening your steel tools. Yes, well that's what an unseen familiar is for. They can do simple tasks. Last time I had an unseen servant try to sharpen my blade, it didn't go very well. Well, you need to go show them some command. Like they just
Have
start.